Hey, what's up? It's your boy Busfare here. We're going to be talking about the Gabumon Bonds of Friendship deck that I built. This just went, literally, I went top 64, the very top of the 64 at the Carta Magica tournament. Now, top 64 is nothing. It's not really a flex, but I would just like to say that I got into the top 64. I didn't really play bad at all. Honestly, a lot of the games that I lost were just side effects and consequences of playing this deck. And I would say that the deck ran pretty damn smooth until the very last match. I was going against another Gabumon player, and his deck, he drew the nuts, and I actually bricked pretty hard in the first game. I do have some videos that I'm going to be posting out soon. I streamed the whole tournament, basically 8 hours of me just playing round after round after round. My standing was 5-3. I lost to a Jesmon deck in the first round. I lost to a Gabumon mirror match, I believe. Then I lost to another Gabumon deck. I have to go through my footage to kind of confirm whether I lost to two Gabumon decks. The first match I went against the Jesmon player is just a consequence of playing the deck. Your big play is going to be going into Gabumon Bond of Friendship, and you're going to check, and you're going to get 3 checks, and there's a chance that one of those checks is going to mess you up. I ended up going for the game. I checked his last card. It was a Judgment of the Blade, which allowed him to get a Systemon Blanc. I can't remember which one. Whatever one comes out into the field and gives him a memory, thus putting me to 1 memory and not allowing me to play my Lobomon for the game. Unfortunate stuff like that happened. Other than that, I didn't really lose because I misplayed or anything like that. I lost mainly due to it being the deck that it is. So before we jump into the deck profile, I would like to give a big thank you to everybody. Give a big thank you to Mega Glyscore. Thank you for hanging out in the stream with me pretty much all 8 hours. Thank you to Card Fight King. Thank you to Rising. Can't remember your secondary name, Rising something. But thank you for joining the stream, man. We were going to talk about the giveaway. At 50 subscribers, I will be giving away a box each to 1 lucky person. You can't really see because it's like trying to focus it out. But I have the structure deck that I will be giving away to you guys. 1 person will get both of these boxes. So once we hit 50 subscribers, I will be giving away these, and then also we will be giving away a box of Double Diamond and EX1 whenever we hit the 100 subscriber mark. So go ahead and make sure you like this video and subscribe. It definitely helps, guys. All right, guys, and without further ado, let's jump into the deck profile. All right, guys, and let's start off with our deck list. We're going to start off with our rookies. We have our 4 Gabumon Bond of Friendship. This is from BT6. This is the reason why we are able to run Bond of Friendship. Once per turn, all turns, when you play a Mat Ishida, you will gain 1 memory. And then when attacking, his inherited effect, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Bond of Friendship, you may unsuspend it. So basically, you're going to play this in the breeding area. You're going to play your Bond of Friendship on top of it when you push out. If you have your Mat Tamers, you're going to go ahead and draw a card and also gain 1 memory. And then you're going to go ahead and put Digivolve into Bond of Friendship, and then you're able to swing and unsuspend because of his inherited effect. Then you're able to swing it once again using the Gabumon Bond of Friendships effect, and then you're able to swing again. So yeah, we got to run this at 4. It's pretty much mandatory. You got to do it. Next, we have our 4 promo Gabumons. You can go ahead and get this out of the anniversary pack, I believe that's what it is, from BT6. One play, you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You add 1 tamer among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Basically, you're going to be using this Gabumon in order to search out for your Mats, your Daves, or if you're running Joe and Sora, yeah. But mostly you're going to be using it to get Mat. Next, we have 3 of the BT1 Gabumons. I'm actually wanting to play 4, but I was only able to find the 3 that I have right now. A lot of people are buying them up because of Gabumon Bond of Friendship. Basically, this is just a 1-for-1 card. You play this for 3 costs, you draw a card. It's just to help speed up your deck and also give you some board presence. Next, we have 4 Vmon. This is the BT3 Vmon that gives in jamming. And this guy actually came in very clutch in a lot of games, which is kind of weird. A lot of people was like, wait, what? Vmon? And I'm just like, yeah, Vmon, man. A lot of people are playing Strabimon in order to get your Mats or your Davis to your hand, or your hybrids like Lobomon or Kendo Garurumon and stuff like that. But I opted to go into Vmon because this is more of a rookie rush build, and so we're going to be playing that. This came in clutch. I stole a lot of securities just for having Vmon, checking into stuff like Omnimons, and yeah, it's just really good. Next we have 2 Madoki Betamon. This card is really good, but the only time it actually came into play was against a purple player playing Mimi. It was able to stop stuff like the memory boosters. It was able to stop gravity crushes that Jessamon players were playing. It's really good, but I don't think I'm gonna run it at 2. I think I'm gonna run it at 1. When I get my 3rd BT1 Agumon, my 4th B2 Agumon, I'll probably just take one of these out and just run 1. It's not really needed to have 2. As for our champion Digimon, we have our Lobos. I'm running 4 of these. I'm running this Lobo because it is a 2 Digi. I'd rather run this. Yeah, you can run Kendo Garurumon also in order to for hybrids, and you can also bounce level 3 Digimon back into the hand. But I opted for Lobomons. This card right here came in clutch. You already know the legend of this card. If your opponent leaves you at 0 security, all you go is, you have Lobomon? And they go, yeah. And you're like, all right, let's scoop it up. Basically, you're gonna want to play this on your tamers. Every once in a while I had to play it on a Digimon just to kind of get a draw. But most of the time I just waited, and I had like 2-3 of these in hand, and then I would go Hammer Spark, Hammer Spark, Hammer Spark, or I would have a Joe and Sora on board to give me 6 memory, and then I would just go Lobomon, 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 and grab the game. But you want to play Lobomon, swing, see what they have, then play another Lobomon, swing, see what they have. You don't want to put all Lobomon out on the board, because then there's a chance that they can all get wiped out. Next we have Octomon. I'm honestly loving this card. It's a 7,000 level 4 beat stick. There was games where I had to run into a Mechanorimon, and I was just like, okay, I'll just go into Octomon for 7, and I'll go ahead and swing over the Mechanorimon. Do you want to block, or do you want to die? Like what do you want to do here? Really good for jumping over those blockers that can be very annoying for rookie rush decks. So yeah, definitely running for Octomon. Next we have 2 Gorillamons. Honestly, I didn't really see much play out of this other than to Digivolve for 1 cost and try to choke my opponent out. Other than that, it's a solid beat stick, but it's Gorillamon. Next we have 2 Grizzlymon. I would probably want to play a 3rd one. If anything, I would probably take out the Gorillamon, honestly, and put in 2 more Grizzlymons. But because we're going to be updating this for the structure deck, there's a chance that I'm probably going to keep 2. And we'll do a video on when I actually go ahead and make that update. Next, we have our big boss monster, the Gabumon Bond of Friendship. When attacking once per turn, if you have a tamer in play, you can go ahead and unsuspend this Digimon. And then also when attacking, you can go ahead and return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon back to their hand and trash all Digivolution sources. It's the boss monster of the deck. You already know what it is. If they pull this out, there's a chance that they're going for game. The problems I have with this card, of course, is in order to go into it in this deck, you have to have a mat on board, and you also have to have a Gabumon on board in order to Digivolve into this. Now, you can Digivolve into any Gabumon from this, but your best bet is you're going to want to use that BT6 Gabumon in order to get the most out of this card. Next thing is blockers can't stop him. As soon as you swing, you're going to bounce those blockers back into the deck. And yeah, he's just really free. The only thing with this deck is that you have to watch out because you're checking 3 security cards, and there's a big chance that one of those security cards is going to end him. The best feeling is when you play him and you hit 3 times and that last check is a card that destroys him, and it's like, okay, well, he's going to get destroyed anyways. Now, the thing with Matt is that in order to Digivolve into him, you know what? We'll talk about that in a bit. So, Matt, this is your main tamer for the deck. Once per turn, when well, not once per turn, your turn, when one of your Digimon with Gabumon or Garurumon and its name moves from the breeding area into the battlefield, you gain 1 memory and trigger draw 1. Its main effect, once per turn, Digivolve your Gabumon into Gabumon Bond of Friendship in your hand for its Digivolution cost, ignoring its level. If you do, trash the top 2 cards of your security stack. Then if you have 1 or more security cards, delete that Digimon at the end of the turn. You're going to want to search this out for your combos. Like it says, when you play your Gabumon Bond of Friendship on top of your Gabumon, you're going to trash 2 security cards from the top of your deck. Really risky play, but it can come in clutch. If your opponent seems to be building up a little bit of a board, you might want to go into that, and they don't have anything in the breeding area, go into a Gabumon Bond of Friendship, swing, bounce their cards back into their decks, and then start swinging on their security. At the end of the turn, if you have 1 or more security, it's going to get destroyed. If you have 0 security, then it stays on board, but it doesn't really matter because of the fact that he is not a blocker. So it's really good. Definitely go ahead and play format. You have to. Next, we're gonna have Ree Davis. Start of your turn, if you have 2 memory or less, you're gonna go to 3 memory. Pretty much standard memory tamer. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 blue or 1 green Digimon among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. We're running this at 3. You don't need 4. There's no reason for 4. A lot of the times I see a Davis and I'm like, I guess I'll take Davis, because a lot of the times you can get memory. That's not even a problem. But Davis just makes sure that you're more consistent. Also, he helps you get a Digimon card to your hand. So he's always good to have. Plus, he's a level on target. And we tech in 1 Joe and Sora. This card came up a couple times, actually in the Jesmon matchup. A lot of decks are hard playing cards. So if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution sources in play, you gain 2 memory. This is definitely good against pretty much all decks. All decks are are hard playing cards, or cards are coming out due to their effects, and you're more than likely going to use this all the time. Now, if you're going against a Gabumon mirror match, there's a chance that they can go ahead and just Digivolve into a level 4 to make sure that they have sources. But also, this other effect is when you attack with a blue Digimon, you may suspend this tamer to trash the bottom 2 Digivolution sources from underneath them. So that's just really good too. As for our options, we run 4 Hammer Spark. 4 Hammer Spark. Honestly, this card is just so good. It's free memory. It's never bad. It's really good if you have an insecurity. I had a match with a Gabumon Bond of Friendship player. I was playing him last round. He was like, you know what? I feel like you're gonna have a Hammer Spark in there. Let me go ahead and Hammer Spark so that if I do hit your Hammer Spark, I'll still be in my turn. So he Hammer Sparked. He made sure he had at least 2 memory. And what do you know? He checked into a Hammer Spark and he went to 0. And he then beat me. This is a pretty dangerous card, offensively and defensively. So, of course, you're going to run 4 Hammer Sparks. Why not? Next, we have 3 Howling Memory Boost. Basically, when you activate this card, you're going to trash 2 Digivolution sources from underneath one of your opponent's Digimon. And then pick a Digimon that doesn't have any sources underneath it, and that Digimon can't attack or block until the end of their next turn. Then, if it has a delay effect, if it's still on your field the turn after you played it, then you can go ahead and trash it for 2 memory. Really good for stalling out opponents who can have multiple checks. If you're able to get rid of the Digivolution sources, good for getting rid of sources that could give them security attack +1 and all that stuff. It's just a really good stall card. I also used this on a Craniumon that had no sources underneath it to stop him from blocking, and then I went for game. Next, we have 2 Rattlestar. The main effect of this card is return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon back to your owner's hands. But if they have 3 or more Digimon, you can actually bounce any Digimon, doesn't matter what level level they are, back into the deck. It's a good card, but now that we have V-Wing Blade, I believe that's what it's called, in the structure deck, I'm just going to take this out and play that instead. It's a cool card, but most of the time, by the time you have to use it, you're probably going to get scooped up anyways. Yeah, so that is my deck. I totally forgot to add this in. my babies, I'm running 3 Upamon. By the time you get to your 4th card in your Digi Eggs, you're probably gonna have the game by then. But I don't have a 4th Upamon. I would totally play a 4th Upamon. It's just really good. Like I said, your opponent's gonna be hard playing a lot of cards. He's not gonna have any sources underneath him. You get free draws just for having Upamon and swinging. So definitely really good. And as for our other 2 babies, we're running Kiaramon. When one of your opponent's Digivolution sources are trash once per turn, you're going to get to draw 1 card. Like I said, we're running Howling Memory Boost, we're running Gabumon Bond of Friendship, and all these cards that are going to trash cards. So yeah, that is my deck. We did really well. 5-3. You know, I didn't get top 32 or anything like that, but I actually felt good that I played this deck and I did so well. I didn't think I was going to do so well. I was thinking about just going back to Dynasmon, something that I know, but I definitely fixed this deck up to make it something that I really trust, and I would definitely play this later on. Like I said before, I'm going to go ahead and update this with some of the structure deck cards. I will be playing in some tournaments using that, and I will give you an updated deck profile when that is released. Thank you guys for all watching. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, guys. Once we have 50 subscribers, I will be giving away these 2 boxes. Go ahead and subscribe, guys. At 50, we're going to do that, and at 100, we're going to be giving away a box of Double Diamond and EX01. Thank you guys for all watching. I will catch you guys in the next video, and peace out.